I traveled thousands of miles across the world to surf this secret surf spot, and you will not believe what happened. I almost died trying to film a video for you guys. It all started off when I decided to go on a trip to Chile for winter break. I then packed up my things and took a very long flight to Chile. Little did I know, I was in for a big surprise. Once I arrived, I hopped on the bus and rented a car, which then led me to do an entire road trip across the country. It all went down on day 1, where my first surf session occurred.
Con el sector costero, ya que durante la mañana de este martes, la autoridad marítima tras inspeccionar las plataformas ya fondeadas frente al borde costero.
Guys, so I just woke up on my first day of surfing, and look what I'm seeing on the news right now. Oh, hell nah, bro. I'm so cooked, guys. The waves are the biggest they've ever been in 2 years, bro. I guess I'm gonna have to try to surf them and see what happens for the content. This is gonna be one of the craziest videos I've ever made. I'm gonna get my wetsuit on, fix up my board, and then let's get out there, bro. Come on, let's go. As the day went on, we decided to do a long drive down the beach to explore some new surf spots. But little did I know, I was about to come across something crazy. Most of these towns had very little population and infrastructure. It felt like I was back in the 1900s. But as always, the journey kept going on and the landscapes got even more dramatic. I got pretty nervous after noticing the sign that said no swimming. During the journey, I stopped to catch a look at these massive waves, and even though they were crazy, I decided it would be good content. Yeah, guys, we're getting ready. The waves are massive right now. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're walking up right now. They got a bunch of boats everywhere. I don't know what that's all about. They're like on the beach. We're gonna have to walk all the way to those rocks and then jump off. I'm actually scared right now. There's massive waves and I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully I can catch some waves, and if I do, it's gonna be the best waves of my life. Let's go. Okay. Gracias. All right, guys, I just talked to a local. I'm at the rocks now, and he said it's good. Even though we're the only ones out here, she said, vamos, vamos, let's go. So I don't know, bro. I'm gonna get ready and see what happens. After going through all that experience and talking to the local surfer, I decided that I would follow him, and he was happy to guide me through. Watch as I walk up these sharp, slippery rocks in this lonely spot. Me and this guy are the only people going out into the water. I was filled with nerves and I was really scared, and then I saw this 10-foot wave crash down on the rocks. The water splashed all over me, almost knocking me down onto the rocks and denting my board. Another massive wave was approaching, so I had to make the jump. I did it at the worst time, but somehow I managed to recover and not get hit by the rocks. Now it was time for the big waves. I almost just fucking died. Even though I jumped off the rocks, paddling out in these massive sets felt like a real struggle, but the waves and water just almost looked perfect, so I had to go out for you guys. Watch what happens next when I catch a wave. This completely surprised me. As I paddled for this big set, I wiped out and my board went over my head. Now I was really determined because I had to catch a wave for the content. As I was paddling out, I realized how good these were, so I had to lock in. This shit was so scary, bro. Right here, I notice a good wave approaching, and I know this is my chance. Sadly, the wave closed out. And now I was being held down in the whitewater for what felt like forever. Keep watching because what happens later in the video seriously got me freaked out, and it's insane. As the first surf session ends, I move on to the second spot. The second spot was even more in the middle of nowhere. We had to drive hours through bumpy dirt roads and beautiful scenery. While I was on the way, I decided to stop by a farm in the middle of nowhere and even ride a horse. Then we quickly got back on the road with no idea what we were gonna find. The anticipation and excitement leading up to this destination was insane. Once I got to the spot, I quickly got all my stuff ready and ran out onto the beach. Guys, I'm gonna go walk on those rocks. See what happens. The waves are looking massive right now. Let's get out there. I'm scared. Second spot. I had no idea what was about to happen to me. As I was walking on this worn down path, I will never forget the way I felt. And I also had no idea what I was about to see and what would be close to me swimming in the water with me.
All right, let's go. Let's fucking go, boys. Vamos, vamos, vamos.
I had no expectations and I was unfamiliar with this new spot because I had no local surfer to guide me. Because I was focused and the rocks were so scary, I forgot to turn on my GoPro for the paddle out. But once I made it out into the massive waves, I started filming and committed to paddle to a massive wave. Wait to watch the next wave because I couldn't believe what happened. After slipping and wiping out, I saw another big set approaching. And I knew that I had to grab this wave. It seemed way bigger than the last. So I started paddling and you won't believe what happened. I got 2 side angles of this shot. As I recover from my amazing wave and I'm very tired, I still don't know that there could be something swimming with me in the water. So I keep surfing even though I'm the only one out, and I go for another wave with no consequences in mind. After these couple crazy waves play, I saw something that you won't believe. I finished surfing and I was walking out of the water, but the ocean floor was receding. I had to fight the really strong current, and then once I got out, I took my leash off, got my gear ready to go to the next surf spot. This next surf spot number 3 is where everything went down. That's crazy. We drove on long dirt paths as always, but this trip was a little different because we went through the woods for hours and hours and the GPS lost control, so we didn't know where we were going exactly. But we did know that Chile has very big waves, so if we ended up at a random spot, we'll have no worries about that. From the 2nd to 3rd surf spot, we came from this small, unknown surf town called Buchupureo, and we traveled to this new place called Punta de Lobos. And then I realized something strange about this spot.
Alright guys, we're getting our wetsuit on. We just got to the most famous spot in all of Chile. It's called Punta de Lobos. So, we're gonna see what happened.
What does it mean?
What?
Punta de Lobos.
I don't know what it means.
Wolf Point.
Point of Wolves.
Point of Wolves.
You know why it's called Point of Wolves?
Why?
Because this is where the big dogs come out, and I'm a big dog by the surfing group.
Ooh.
She don't want no puppy, she want a big dog.
Wait, if you made it this far, there's a gift waiting for you. Make sure to cop a shirt in the link down below, the best surf style shirts. I was excited to get out, so I quickly waxed up my board, got my stuff ready, and took no time to get out into the water. I noticed that there was a lot more surfers at this surf spot. I had to walk down a long set of stairs to get down to the rocky cliffs. From the cliff's edge, you can see all the surfers surfing, and there was a big crowd of them too. So I hope that the locals weren't mean and I didn't have to get into any local fights. Although I didn't know what was about to happen to me at the end of the video, other than that, the wave seemed really big. So I had a fun time here. On this wave, I swung to the right, but then I realized it was about to close out. Some of the waves were more chill, involving smaller sets that came in. But you know me, Costa. I was trying to provide the best content and look for the biggest waves of the pack. And then something really strange happened to me. I noticed something moving in the water. Could have been a fin. I don't know what it could be. It definitely was a sea animal. It looked very big, so I may have just witnessed the sighting of a great white or an orca. I don't know. I was down near the south coast of Chile.